Righto fellas, we got a tailoring video today, and it's by the title, do you prefer dawn or dusk weave bolts? Now today really we got a video. I'm sort of trying to get back into like making presentations and theory crafting a little bit, just to sort of, it's not an all-in solution to like, but it's like a stepping stone for people who have never been involved in crafting, I guess. Or they know about the tailoring bolts and the cooldowns, but they maybe haven't worked it out if it is profitable and stuff like that. Maybe they have. But this guide's really for the entry level person, you know, and trying to explain it a bit better, I guess. I don't know. Let me know what you think, if I made a mistake or if I'm explaining it stupid or whatever. I don't know. But I'm going to give it a go. So yeah, I got to give it a go at least trying to explain it to the point of like how I think about crafting and shit. I'm not a professional. I will put a disclaimer in there. I'm still a noob. Like I've only picked up like craft sim add-on like just recently. I'm still learning it, but we're going to try and look at it a bit more in depth. So let's get into it. Okay. All right. So looking at this here, the goal of the video is to show you how to craft profitable tailoring bolts in the wall within, okay, and how easy it is to calculate profitability using add-ons. How much, that's a bit of a typo, how much profit can I make within the wall within? See, I'm not perfect, don't claim to be. So, but how much capital investment you will need to start today? So we do a little bit of napkin math calculations and stuff like that. There's nothing like accurate, it's just pure napkin math today. But in general, the napkin math is enough information for us to decide whether it's profitable or not, just so you know. Okay, so theory craft time. I think this is what theory craft is, when you're like working it all out, I guess. And sometimes that's the most fun part of it. I think it's quite fun trying to work out like doing the math and seeing if it's profitable or not, or whatever it is you're doing. I kind of like it. But okay, this is an example for one tailor. So one tailor can craft at a minimum 60 of each of the tailoring bolts every 10 days, right? This is when you consider the max build of 280 knowledge points. Which is quite a lot knowledge points, but this is the build that I have currently on all my alts in the alt army, or the army of mains. Shit. Oh, okay, second video for the day. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. Oh yeah, sorry. Well, you get 30 crafts, but each craft gives 2 bolts. That's why it's 60. That's an important one to remember. Okay, so this is the max build that I was talking about here, which is 280 points. So like you got 130 points in from dawn until dusk. This allows you to craft both of the dawn and dusk weave bolts. The quality fabric, there's 60 points in here. This just increases your skill in crafting tailoring bolts right here. This other one here also gives you unravelings, which is something that's relevant in this process, I guess. Textile treasures, we got resourcefulness and multi-craft. Secondary stats here, very important. So we have all that, and then we've got you don't need rank 5 tools. Rank 4 is probably all you need. That's fine. But you want a multi-craft missive on that with the resourcefulness enchant, and it's a little bit debatable if you want the blue tools or the green tools, and same with the enchant, whether it's debatable if it's better having the rank 3 enchants or the rank 2. Personally, I think it's just better to try and get as max as possible, but then again, I haven't really done the full math on it between green tools and blue tools. You could just do like a minimum build with the blue tools and see the difference. I'm not too sure. I haven't done the math on that one, but I'm already past that point now. I did have the green tools first with the rank 2 enchants, then I slowly upgraded to the rank 4 rare tools, and I put the rank 3 enchants on all of them. So just so you know. All right, so what do we got? Required. So this is what you need to do all those crafts, right? So on the left here, we've got the dawn weave bolts reagents, and on the right, we got the dusk weave bolt reagents. So they both require exquisite breather cloth bolts, 2 of them each to be exact. So we'll just put in a little calculation. 2 times 30 equals 60. So we need 120 bolts. And then we got 8 times 30, so 8 8 spools of Dawn thread times 30 crafts equals 240 spools, and same on the other side. So we want 240 spools of each. This is just for one turn, right? And I'll put down here, I've just got the auction house prices as of recording, I guess. Like it's only like a couple of hours old when I made this slide. But the prices here, just take note, these are the prices we're going to use in our further calculations. So yeah, these, and you're looking at the prices and they're either going to be more or less. So you could probably have a look at them. I think they might go down, they might go up. I don't know. But the one thing with cloth this time around in the War Within is that not everyone can get cloth. So when majority of the people leave to play other games, there's less farmers. So there might be less cloth on the market, which might push the price up. If anything, we want the price to go up on these things because really, at the end of the day, it's pure revenue is revenue. It just requires more capital, but increased revenue means better margins for your concentration. But in this case, we're not using concentration. You can use concentration, mind you. That's probably better used, but we'll talk about that a bit more later. Okay, let's move on. All right, so here are the prices. What do we got here? Cost to craft. So I've added up 120 times the price to get these numbers in blue. So 5,000, 2,500, 7,400, and that will create 60 Dawnweave, Duskweave bolts minimum. So we're not factoring in any procs of any kind whatsoever. Make sure you know what that means. Okay, we're just doing a roughie, you know. So and the total per 10 days was just under 15,000 at those prices, right? Okay, well, let's move on. Is it profitable? Well, okay, so using the napkin maths, we got our total cost here. And then I just whipped out the prices of the Dawn and Duskweave bolts off the auction house. We got Dawnweave bolts are a bit less price. They're about 79 gold, which is understandable. The Dawnweave bolts aren't as used in the more popular recipes, and the Duskweave bolt definitely is used more frequently. If I was a Warcraft dev and I saw that Dawnweave bolts were not sort of equal, I would make the Duskweave reagent bag and the Dawnweave like the main bags. We're talking about the rare bags. So if you just flip those around and then they'll kind of equal out a bit, because that kind of makes sense. Right now, just by looking at this, it's more profitable to do the Duskweave bolts over Dawnweave bolts. You don't need to be that astute to figure that one out, but again, we're going to figure it out. So I'll just times that number by this price, and we've got 4,700, then 10,300. So I added those two up together to get 15,500 roughly. And then we've minused in the 5% auction house fee. So we're assuming we're selling these straight on the auction house, minus the total cost. And our profit, back of the napkin math profit, is negative 268 gold. So, but that's that. I know it's profitable, but I'm just saying if you're just coming into World of Warcraft and you do this napkin math and you don't know anything about multi-craft or resourcefulness, you'll probably come to this conclusion. And if you have Auctionator installed, which most people do, I guess, Auctionator, when you go into the crafting professions window, Auctionator calculates just like this. And that's why you see profit more than likely in the negative, because Auctionator is just using the raw cost. So essentially we're doing an Auctionator calculation here for you today. As long as you understand this is how Auctionator does its calculation. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing more to say on that one. Okay. So we've done the exact same calculation that we did with the rank 2s, but we got the updated prices of the rank 3 cloth and the spools. So we put them in here. And we'll go to the next slide and we'll figure it out a bit more. This is also just reminder again, I must remind you, this is not factoring in multi-craft or resourcefulness, okay? So it's back of the napkin math. This is purely the Auctionator way of working, and we just times the quantity needed by the price on the auction house, and we've come up with 28,261, right? And we're not factoring in any multi-craft whatsoever. Okay, so if you just do that and you factor in the revenue, the 5% auction house fee, we're actually in the whole 7,500 gold. And you're probably looking at that, like if you haven't worked it out and you just come back from a hiatus and you're trying to figure out what's going on with this new profession system and shit like that. Because back in the day, I'm assuming that's how crafting used to be, is you just do the napkin math, and if it's profitable, yeah, you go. But now with all the secondary stats and like just like more complexity to the crafting system now, it's way more complex, which I kind of like that. It makes it a bit more competitive, I guess. But we're going to figure it out. So like crafting rank 3 bolts straight off the bat, not really profitable. Let's go to the next slide. I think I just answered my fucking question here. Is it profitable? Rank 2 bolts, negative 268. Rank 3 bolts, negative 7,500. Okay, so at this point you're probably like, fuck tailoring, you know, like, and I get it. A lot of people are saying fuck tailoring because it's got no, comparing tailoring to the other professions, like tailoring requires way more effort and you get way less profit out of it. So when you look at, if it's on a tier list, tailoring's probably at the fucking bottom along with like leatherworking. But I think slightly above leatherworking, and all the other ones are probably way more profitable. But like, I still think alchemy's S tier and tailoring's kind of like 2 below it. But I should make a tier list video on what I reckon about the professions. I've got a good idea, and I reckon I've got a good video to make, I guess. I've got to work out how to do that tier list thing first before I try that, but that's something we can do in the future. All right, so first things first, you want to download Craft Sim. If you haven't got Craft Sim, like I personally use Auctionator, and they're perfect for each other. Like they're like married up. Our Craft Sim was made by Genji Wow, and you can install that from CurseForge. He's been doing it since, I guess that's the start of Dragonflight, November 18th. So he's been going for 2 years now, pretty solid. Yeah, definitely well over 2 years, and he's been iterating on this add-on since then. And given another 2 years, this add-on is definitely going to be, in my opinion, leaps and bounds above anything else. Given enough iteration and dedication from Genji, he's definitely going to be on the money there. So install that. Make sure you support Craft Sim, because as a goblin, and you get a lot of value from Craft Sim, sling him some support money on Ko-Fi. I think that's his preferred method, kofi.com/craftsim. You can support him there, and I highly suggest you do so. But this is kind of like a bit of a screenshot here. And today we're talking price overrides, which is an important metric to get accurate calculations. Okay, so you go so you just click on the top left of your profession window. So this is the tailoring, and it'll come up Craft Sim 19.7.1 is the current version of Craft Sim. You click on the drop down, you click on price overrides, and that will take you to this screen here. So ideally you would select the recipe first. In this case it's Dawnweave bolts, then click price override, and when it's 0 copper, it takes the price source from either Auctionator, TSM. Apparently there's another one, I'm not too sure. Because I use Auctionator and I don't use TSM. If I do an Auctionator scan, then Craft Sim will use that latest pricing in the recipe, right? Unless specified otherwise. Hence the price override. So what I've done, because we had the previous slides, I took a screenshot of the prices, right, on the auction house, and then I input those prices into this, override thing. Pretty simple. You just have to format it like you go 41G for gold, then you put 86S for silver, and if there's copper, you put like 92C. That's how you format it. So you can sort of see the format down here, 41G, 86S0C. That's just how the format is, I guess. Go and do that for all of the reagents that you buy. Say if you buy in bulk on Auctionator, you'll get an average price, and then it will tell you based on your stats at the moment, right? So like this calculation that Craft Sim is performing is basing all my weapons or tools and accessories, all my enchants, all my skills and knowledge in the specialization tree. So it's accounting for everything, right? and then it's basing that calculation on the prices that we put in as well. So we're giving CraftSim all of our data, prices and equipment and all that shit, and then it's doing its calculation. I'm not too sure exactly how the calculation is performed, but it is pretty good in my opinion. It's a good indicator to tell you this is a yay or an A. If it comes up red and you put in everything, then it's definitely not profitable. But when you use CraftSim, it will tell you that it's profitable. And if you compare this to Auctionator is just going to be like negative. Whereas you do what I just said here, it'll say, like it's saying it's 40% profitable for Dawnweave, 58% profitable for Duskweave. Pretty cool. All right, so let's add it up, shall we? So this is back of the napkin math again. So we're going back to the back of the napkin math. Oh, well, it's not really back of the napkin math at the moment. Sorry, I take that back, because I forgot to mention when you use this CraftSim add-on on average every time you hit that button. So technically we can press the button 30 times, but we get 60 bolts out of it minimum. So really the calculation is the gold price, so 67 gold times 30, and we got 2,000. And then for the Duskweave bolts, we've done the same calculation, but it's obviously worth a bit more, and we're going to get 11,500. Oh shit, sorry about that. I just had a mistype on my sheet. I just had to edit that out. Everything's still good, but we just got more accurate numbers now. So the rank 2 bolts on paper, I guess, are profitable. 7,780 gold for every 10 days. So it's profitable, so that's good, I guess, as long as it's not negative. But this is still back of the napkin math right here, so we'll keep going. All right, so I guess we can work out the price overrides for rank 3 now, just to see the difference. Like, is it better to craft rank 3? Like, that's I guess what we're going to find out. So rank 3 reagents, let's go. So chuck in all your price overrides, basically the same as what I did, and this is the results I got. So it's saying using rank 3 reagents, the Dawnweave bolt is 4% profitable, which is not good. That means, and like the other one's 22% profitable, which is decent. Anything above 20% is decent in my opinion, but we'll see. But we'll have to compare that to the rank 2 bolts. Alright, so this is the rank 3 bolts using the CraftSim add-on average profit per craft, and we're getting 4,002 gold every 10 days. Doesn't sound good, but let's compare that to the rank 2 bolts. Now you can see on this screen here now, so the top one is rank 2 bolts and the bottom one's rank 3. So, and look at the difference. So the difference is the rank 2s are more profitable, which is than rank 3, and understandable. I know why that is so, because the rank 3 bolts are really only used in gear crafting, like you're not using rank 3 Dawn and Duskweave bolts crafting spellweave and stuff like that. Spell thread, I think, sorry, not spellweave. So, and predominantly these Dawn and Duskweave bolts are only for specific tailoring cloth embellish gear, which is like another factor on top of that, like that not many people want to use their embellish, because you only get 2 embellish slots on your gear, and most people just pick the meta, and I don't think the ones that use the rank 3 bolts are the meta, so that's why I assume the sale rate is pretty low. But the good thing about having these bolts is that you can mass craft like spell thread, like mass craft it, like if there's like a dire need for spell thread in like season 2 and there's none at auction house, and all the concentration crafters out there don't have any concentration, then that's probably the only scenario where I see rank 3 bolts being profitable. But until we get like crazy demand like that, which is probably never going to happen, let's be honest, we're just going to see the rank 2 outperforming the rank 3 really. And rank 2 is way better. Like the difference between rank 2 and rank 3 is your profit margin really, when you think in terms of concentration. Meaning like if you turn your bolts into other items, But for this example, we're just straight selling it on the auction house. There is a bit of complexity to that because you can either like craft bolts or you can turn them into bags, spell threads, you know. But let's have a look. So we're sticking with the rank 2, right? And we're scaling it up to what I have, right? And what I have is 92 tailors. So I'm getting that raw price because remember, or I haven't mentioned it, but CraftSim takes into account the 5% auction house fee. Apparently, that was the consensus that went around like a while back, and I was reading on it on I think it was the WoW Economy forum on Reddit, and they were saying stuff about it, saying that it is in there, but I don't think we've got confirmation from Genji himself, but I think he's clever enough to include it, I guess. I don't know. To be honest, there should be an option. So if you click it on, it'll change and by 5%, which might be an improvement for the add-on as a whole. Just to because there's nothing in the add-on that says it includes the 5% auction house fee. But anyway, so really we're gonna times that profit by 92, and we get 715,793 gold. Do this every 10 days, like log in, craft all my stuff, and then sell it or use it myself. So I think at a minimum 71,500 gold per day isn't bad, because you got to factor in all my other stuff I do as well, like the alchemy stuff, the patron orders, like it all adds up. But it's really hard to calculate. So that's why I do the proof of gold section every week. You would have saw it in Tuesday's video this week on how I track it. Like I track it the most easiest way possible, because that's the easiest way to calculate the gains, plus or minus gains every week, and then it's easily tracked over time. Well, that's how I track it, all I need to know is that it's profitable and I can sell it. Fundamentally, that's all you really need to know, and you're going to make money. All right, so is it worth it? Hold on, I need a drink. Oh, fuck, I'm thirsty. I tell you what, this carnivore lifestyle, ketovore, makes me super thirsty, which is good. I drink more water. It is summertime here in Australia. What do we got here? So I asked Grok a question. I said, assumptions. The War Within expansion is 18 months long with 3 seasons of 6 months each. Approximately, considering today's date and the time of the expansion launched, how many days until the end of the expansion? So I'm just getting a roughie from the AI here to be specific. So it says now to calculate blah, 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 and it's roughly come up with 449 days from today until the end of the expansion. So, and if we do our 71,579 calculation times that by 449 days, because that's roughly back of the napkin math, how much money I'm earning per day with this, and it's saying 138,971 gold. So I'm looking at that and going, fuck, that's a big number. We like that, but there's more to consider here. So we'll continue on, But the question is, how much have I invested? Or this is pretty much how many points I've personally invested into all my alts. It's a simple calculation. 92 is the amount of alts I have, times 280, that's how many points is required. And that came up with 25,760 knowledge points, right? And if you use an average of 500 gold per point average, so it cost me 500 gold on average per knowledge point. And all I've done is times 500 by the 25,000. It's come up with 12.8 million. That's how much it would cost in today's patron orders. Because mind you, I started my tailoring adventure at the start of the expansion when I shouldn't have done it. I should have done it later when the knowledge points were much, much cheaper. I fucked up big time, I'll admit that. I was too dedicated to getting to this 280 points because I was thinking in my head that these tailoring bolts are going to be so expensive and rare and I'm going to make heaps of money off it. It was all good on theory, but in practicality sense, like I fucked up. I shouldn't have prioritized going full hardcore on the tailoring alts and the alchemy alts for that matter, because I fucked up them too. You could literally say my gold journey as of this far it's been a complete fuck up. That's the brutal, honest truth, man. Like I've fucked every single decision I've done since the launch of the War Within has been a complete fuck up. Looking back at it and looking how I did everything, oh, so stupid, man. I made a video about it, like my wake up call, like a couple of weeks back. you want to go check that out, go and check it. Definitely, you got to learn from my mistakes, man. I don't mind making mistakes and learning from them, because that's to be honest, that's how I learn. I got to learn the fucking hard way, I guess. That's the story of my life. But anyway, we'll continue. So 12.8 million just on knowledge points. Like, this is okay. Crafting the rank 4 tools. So this is quick, just napkin math again. This whole thing's napkin, so just treat it like that. But this is roughly how much it would cost today if you wanted 92 tailoring tools. So I've just got the price plus a 2,000 tip on for the crafters to do it, and it's saying 691k. And I've done this for both accessories as well. So this one is the coat, this one's rank 2 materials again, and I've just calculated the prices. And instead of like crafting it myself, I'm just using a 2k tip. So that's 297k for that. And then the needle set, which is 473k. You know, it's using like the null stones. Like the null stones are 290 gold now. Remember how much I paid? I can't even remember how much I paid for them. So like my costs were like even more higher than it is today. So another reason to not rush into like buying all this shit. Like, I learnt my lesson big time. And Canadian, if you're watching this, because I think you will be, I know what you're saying now, man. I get it. You got to do the math first before you make the decision. I did it the opposite. I had the vision. I was like, yeah, I got to get to that point. Don't care how I get there. Biggest fuck up of the expansion by far. And yeah, I definitely learnt that one. It'll never happen again. I could say that. It might happen. I might get, you know, what do you call it? Distracted again with the noise and stuff like that. But hopefully I don't stuff up again. And I'll definitely do the math work first before doing any crazy investments like this. Because it's the same as being a rich person spending poorly, you know. And it's like a person who wins the lotto and in like 6 months they're broke because they didn't manage it properly. I feel exactly the same way. To cut that shit out. Anyway, so I've summed it all up and I've got 14,342,952. So that's how much I reckon I've spent. And it kind of makes sense because I started with 19 million at the start, and like I've made money, spent money. Like it's really hard for me to calculate how exactly how much I've spent. I should have like wrote it down on a notebook. Like every time I made a purchase, I just write it down, or even better, write it in the spreadsheet. So like every day I can go, oh, I spent this much today, you know, like, and sort of like have a bit more accounting on it. So like in the future, I'll be able to look back at the spreadsheet and go, oh, this is where I fucked up exactly, you know. But I invested, say, 14.3 million, and for sales, we're going back to that calculation of 32.1 million. So roughly how much money we're going to make for the remainder of the expansion. And it's come up with the calculation of 17.7 million gold profit, which to me is a win, even though I fucked up. Like, even though I made the wrong decision, I'm probably not going to make as much money out of it. But again, as long as I'm not losing money out of it. And mind you, this calculation right here you see on the screen is pure napkin math. We've just done it from the raw prices of today, and we really haven't factored in anything. I guess we have. Sorry, I lie. We have factored it in because CraftSim has factored it in for us. So I guess this is quite accurate. But there is one thing that we haven't calculated properly, and we'll go into that. So considerations here. The prices would have to stay relatively the same for me to get to that profitability. It's hard to say. If the prices go down or up, it's really hard to... If we go by anything, the prices will go down, if anything. And then by the end of the expansion, when the prices are really down, the prices will go back up again in the next expansion. That's kind of what's happening with the Dragonflight reagents now. Like the cloths and all that shit have just gone up like heaps because no one's farming the cloths. So it kind of makes this build might be pretty good in the future. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But like I haven't considered turning the cloth that I make into like bags, spell weaves. Spell threads, you dickhead. Where am I getting spell weaves from? But anyway, I haven't considered that yet. But in reality, I am doing that. I'm literally making the bolts, and then I'm using my concentration to turn those bolts into spell threads, and then selling them because they sell more frequently, I guess, than just the raw bolts, you know, like crafting my own bolts, unraveling all my cloth, making the bolts, then making the exquisite bolts, and then factoring, getting my price, or I guess discovering my prices on that, and then inputting it into CraftSim using the price overrides feature. And that's what I'm doing now, and I'm still gathering data, but doing the rough math, it is profitable what I'm doing. I just got to sort of just keep going with the experience, I guess, and seeing it all the way through, and make sure that, I guess, we still make money. I'm kind of treating it like a failed business at the moment, like we're like recovering business. We're in the shitter. We're still negative profit. I can't wait till we get back to 19 million and we start making money, because we're still negative money, which is bad. It's bad. I should be way more ahead, but the way I've done it all is all backwards. Pretty funny if you ask me. Okay, so we did not factor in crafting our own reagents and inputting into the craft system price override feature. Yeah, I just fucking said that. Jeez, I'm not all there. I literally just said that. But it does, if we do that, it means increased profit. At the same time, it means more profit. So it's in my best interest to craft everything myself to get back to surplus. And then once I get up to surplus, and we can start making profit, I guess. But yeah, so that's like the conclusion of this video. Probably gone for a bit too long, but oh well. It's more of an insight really on how I think about doing all this stuff. I'm not the best. I'm figuring it out. And yeah, I guess that's all I got really. I've got nothing much to say. Just see how it goes. So I guess you can follow me on like X and stuff. I noticed a few people have left following me on X. I'm probably posting a bit too much on there for them, or some of my posts there disagree with people, which is absolutely fine. That's the whole point of X, you know, is to have your opinion, and if people don't like it, they can unfollow you and leave, which is all good. I'm quite happy with that, but I do notice it, and I know that like if I speak my mind, like I'm not going to grow as much as others, and I'm all right with that. I'm absolutely fine with that, because at the end of the day, I'm only here to convince 2 people on my mindset. Hopefully it's a better mindset than what you got currently. It's probably not the best mindset, but hopefully I can convince 2 people to see the world how I see it. But that's it for today, guys. I'll see you tomorrow with the thaumaturgy video. We're going to go in depth on that one and show you my findings, really, because I kind of like that Taiji system. It definitely shakes a lot of things up, and we'll talk about it more tomorrow's video, and we'll make a new slide and that for you. But yeah, no gameplay on this one today, guys. To be honest, I can't be fucked. But yeah, cheers for watching. See you later.